Today's the day that we're going to read our meters and create our bills. So over here, we're going to go to bulk reading insert, open that up. In this system, they have Badger Beacon for their metering software. So we're going to do a file exchange with the Badger Beacon software. So we're going to come out here. We're going to go upload Beacon file. We're going to download the sync file. We're going to go out. We're going to read the meters in the systems. And we're going to say upload reading file. So once we work through the whole readings from the Badger Beacon system, then we will open this back up. We will come back in and we will say upload reading file. Now, unfortunately, they had just done their bills yesterday. By yesterday, I mean today, like she finished them this morning, but we're going to go ahead and do it again so that you can see what that looks like. So here is her readings file. So we're going to open that file up and we're going to import those readings. So as you can see, there was 388 readings imported successfully. Here were the 4 accounts that the accounts were not found in. We're going to close that out. And here are all of the readings. Now again, she just made bills earlier this morning. So in this instance, all of the readings are going to be the exact same ones for the last ones that were billed. But you can see how that looks. Once we are satisfied with that, we're going to get all the way down here to the bottom. You notice that a couple of them turned red because they were either empty or it felt like it should be something different. The first time we do billing, it won't be able to decide what the estimated should be, so it will give you a warning for that instance. But you'll notice that when we get down here at the bottom, it will still allow us to save that final readings. We can edit them if we need to later on in our workflow. And in this instance, I am actually going to go ahead and save them so that we can see what that looks like. So we're going to come down here to the bottom and we're just going to say submit. It is going to pull up a warning for you. It's saying it looks like that you have 26 readings that are out of expected range. You may be creating yourself a bigger headache. Are you sure you want to do that? If you've looked at those warnings, those red boxes as they came up, then yes, you do agree with that and you're okay with that. So once you've done that, you're going to say, yes, I'm good. It's going to submit your readings onto the accounts. Now, just so that you can see it, I'm going to go ahead and take you back over to one of the accounts so that you can see what that looks like. So when I go to the readings page, you'll notice that these two have green check marks by them, and this is the one I just put on the account today, meaning that on July the 15th, the meter was red, it read 29, and we created that on August the 1st. Because I just put it back in on August the 4th again, it's here and it can be edited or deleted. You notice that the other ones, you can view them, but you can't click the trash can to delete them, okay? And that's just because once a bill has been created, it will no longer allow you to edit those. So once your readings are all in, you are ready to go to the next step. You'll see that it's right below the bulk reading insert. You will click the Create Bills button. Now on the Create Bills button, you're going to put the bill date. You're going to put your front of the bill message. And your back of the bill message. Your back of the bill message can be anything you want. It doesn't really matter. We typically think it's a good idea to tell them that you have new billing software and you can pay online or you can come in and get subscribed to text message or email billing or general communication, things for boil orders, whatever you want to put on the back of your bill. There will be some months that, of course, you put your CCR report, your consumer confidentiality report for DNR. But anything you would like to put on the back of your bill, you're welcome to. It's the entire back of the postcard. So that note can be very lengthy. This one needs to be much shorter, sweeter, and to the point because there's not a whole lot of room on the front of your postcards, and I will show you that in a moment. So once you're satisfied with those messages, you will say next. The system is going to analyze some data for you. It's looking for potential issues and things that maybe we haven't done correctly. In this instance, the system's probably going to tell me that it's found some stuff in the analyzed results because all of our readings are the same as they were the last time we created bills. Actually, it's because there's already been a bill created today. So I didn't even think about that. So as you can see, it's not even going to let us all the way through because a bill for this account has already been created today. So it's going to error out because the system doesn't want you to make those mistakes. We're going to go ahead and say next. It's telling you, are you really sure? Because it looks to me like you have some pretty big issues. We're going to say agree and it's going to fritz out. It's not going to let you to go on further through it because it doesn't want you to make bills for the same customers over and over and over again. So in this instance, it won't let us all the way through. Let me see if I can change the date to a future date and see if it will trick the system. I don't remember if it will or it won't. Give me just a moment. And it did. Now, however, I do not recommend this. Please don't do this. If you've already created a bill today, please don't make a duplicate. It will create bad things in our system, but we're not going to go all the way through and finish this out. So in this instance, we're going to stop here at step number 4. We're going to preview these bills. So as you can see, all of our customers are going to use 0 gallons because essentially the same readings that were put in today or Friday were the same ones that we put in today. But what I think is important is if you click anywhere on this white line, you can expand this white line and it's going to tell you what it's billing for. So in this instance, it's billing for 0 usage. The previous balance was $51.04. The water charge is $23.12. The sewer charge is $8.80. The trash charge is $19.12. And that's what's going to equal up to that $102.80. You can do that on all of the accounts, all the way down the row if need be. So please take the time to review those to make sure they are, in fact, correct. If you find something that's maybe incorrect, feel free to hit the customer's name. Hopefully that took you to the right screen. Once you get over to the customer's name, you can click on the readings and you can delete that reading right from there if it's wrong, or edit it however you need to do. Once you're done with that, you will close the little X that popped up at the very top and it will take you back over to your Create Bill screen. So you can do that with any of these. Please, it is important to note that the report won't change just because you made a change until you rerun the report. So in this one, we're going to come up here to the very top. We're going to make a change to the First Baptist Parsonage. We're going to change their reading so that it goes down by a digit. And we're going to save that. Okay. So now I'm going to get out of this and we're going to come back to it. So by getting out of it, I'm just going to click the word subs at the very top and that takes me back to my home page. Then I'm going to click the actions again. I'm going to say create bills. I'm going to change that date to the 8th so that it will let me on the way through. Once I get here, there's no errors detected. Again, give it just a little bit of time to get all of its stuff put out here for you because it is putting a lot of information in order to create the populated amounts for those bills. Okay, so as you can see, because we changed that reading on First Baptist Church Parsonage, now their usage is 9,996 gallons of water. So now their previous balance is 74.47, their water charge 61.19, sewer 28.60, trash $19.12, which makes the total amount due $183.38. Again, if we feel like that's wrong, we can click on the account, we can go back to the readings, and we can edit it from there. In this instance, again, we're just going to delete it because it's irrelevant. Once you're satisfied with your Create Bills report, you will go all the way down to the bottom. You will say Next. Once you click this Next button, the bills will be created for your system. So if you're not wanting to create them because you still want to make sure that the changes took or that you needed to do something different, please don't click the Next button until you're ready. You can just go back to the Subs Home button and that will fix it all. So now that we know that Amanda had already created bills already today, we're going to go ahead and show you how to print them. So in this instance, after you've walked through the Create Bills button, the very next button down is the Print Bills. You will choose the date for which you've printed the bills. You can choose double-sided, front-sided, back-sided, depending on what you want to do. In this instance, we're going to go ahead and say double-sided, and we're going to click Print. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to send it right over to your printer. It's going to send it to an Adobe file so that you can take a look at it, make sure that it looks correctly, and that we're ready to print it. So here are the bills that she had made this morning. So you can see their account number, their usage, the from date, the date that the bill was created, the from date, the to date. This is their reading number, okay, in the parentheses, the date that the bill is due, the total amount that's due, the amount that will be due after the late fee gets applied, and the date that the late fee gets applied, the total amount due, and then in this instance, their permit number. If you didn't have a permit number in your company setup, it will just say stamp here. So here's the fronts of the bills. Here's the back of the bills. In this instance, the customer did not create a back of the bill note, so the backs are currently blank. If you have a back of the bill note, be sure that your printer is set so that it prints double-sided, and that is based on your printer, okay, whether your printer has that options. But if it does, then you want to choose double-sided. In this instance, we would want to choose to print the odd pages only because we had said to print double-sided, and of course the backs were blank. So we'll say odd pages only, and my printer only prints one-sided. It doesn't duplex for me automatically. So then I can just run those through my printer and stick them in the mail. That is the end for how to create and print your bills.